Hi everyone, welcome! It's very late, but I'm here with the chapter 3 of season 2 of my novel Viera the Vampire Girl diary. Hi everyone, hi Twitch people, hi the whole world. I'm your host Peter, I'm the owner of my own Peter's English podcast. My own Peter's English podcast is about learning English, writing my own stories and English and publishing here on my podcast and it's about writing, streaming and recording. It's about writing, streaming and recording my the new chapters of my novel Viera the Vampire Girl diary. I'm sorry people, I hope that I'm not ill or something like that. I think with my nose, but I want to tell you that I've just written chapter 3 of my season 2 of my English novel Viera the Vampire Girl diary. I want to read you. I can introduce myself, but quickly. Hi everyone, I'm Peter, I'm 34 years old, I'm from Slovakia. I like learning English and doing my podcast and writing my own English novel Viera the Vampire Girl diary. I've been learning English since August 2022. I like watching movies and series in English. I like listening to my favorite English podcasts and audiobooks in English, and I like doing my podcast and my and writing, streaming and publishing new chapters of my novel Viera the Vampire Girl diary. I want to learning English because I like learning English. It's my hobby. I want to visit foreign countries. I want to have better paid job, because English, as you know, is an international language. I want to live without language barriers, and I want to meet other people, learners of English who like learning English. They are doing their own English novel, not Viera the Vampire Girl diary, that's mine, but okay. Everyone has to have their its own English novel. I wanted to tell that everyone has to write their own English novel. And what else? Yes, and what can you tell you before the start of reading? I think that's all. And yes, I wanted to tell you that I decided to create my Peter's English podcast because I want to practice my speaking skills in English. I wanted to practice my appearance, and as you can see, I really improved my English in general, and I'm proud of myself. And now I'm going to read you chapter 3 of season 2 of my English novel Viera the Vampire Girl diary right now. Okay, at first I'm going to open the file with the here is chapter 3 season 2. Okay, we can start. Hold your horses. Hold your horses, I'm going to read you, and hold your fingers now. Chapter 3 S2 season 2 Viera's gang. Viera or Sax diary. Viera, you silly girl, you've learned nothing again. You didn't study Latin and now you're getting a failing grade. I wonder what your mother will say about your behavior at school. You only care about boys. A young lady should be focused, not admiring the backside of our young janitor, snapped Viera's Latin teacher during class. Your lessons are so boring. This whole school is boring. We're 100 years behind in everything, especially education. Why don't we have classes on how to flirt with boys? That would actually be useful. He's so handsome. He has the nicest backside in the whole school, miss. You can look, but I can't. What kind of justice is that? And you can take your Latin and show it. What do I need it for? It's a dead language. Vera shot back, loud and unboarded, clearly bored out of her mind. I'll show you what it's for, you silly girl. Latin has been the official language of our administration for centuries. You learn it like a prayer, or I'll make sure you fail. And I'll be speaking to your mother. She'll know how to deal with you. All you care about are boys. Your mind is always somewhere else. And stop ruining his mind. Do you hear me? I'm prettier than you. If you dare try to flirt with him, you'll have serious problem with me. Do you hear me, you brat? The teacher screamed at Viera. What am I supposed to do if men are just irresistible? Keep dreaming this. I'm younger and cuddlier than you. And by the way, my great grandfather Vladimir is your boss. I'll personally make sure he fires you, you witch. Vera snapped back. The teacher was just about to punish her when the classroom door opened and invoked the school principal, Vera's great-grandfather, the most powerful vampire and leader of the entire vampire family, Vladimir Orsak. I heard everything, Viera. Don't worry, my darling. No one will insult my great-granddaughter. As for you, miss, you're fired. Don't worry, sweetheart. Your grandpa will always protect you, he said just as Viera was about to celebrate her 18th birthday. Grandpa, please don't embarrass me again. I'm not 5 years old. I'm turning 18 soon. I'll tell Grandma everything. Just wait, Viera replied, blushing with embarrassment. She found his words awkward and over the top. The whole class couldn't stop laughing at the scene. Viera's Latin teacher, furious, transformed into a bat and flew off to flirt with the handsome janitor, much to Viera's annoyance, I think. Viera, you're seriously one cool woman. Listen, we want you in our feminist vampire gang. Are you interested? Said Veronika, the most feared student in the school and leader of the vampire feminist gang. She had failed so many times she never actually graduated. They placed her in Viera's class to give her one last chance. Her hobby? Bullying male vampires who studied hard. Were top of the class, but too scared to speak up. Every vampire in school feared her. We don't take sisters, snapped Viera's twin, Lucia. Besides, I've been preparing properly for the leadership trials of our gang. Quiet, you aristocratic witch. I'm the boss here. And your sister, yes, she's an aristocratic witch, like you, but she made a huge impression on me. Viera, babe, welcome to the club. You're officially in. Just be ready for the trial. Every new member has to pass. So, are you in? Veronika said, putting Lucia in her place. Veronika was a stunning vampire. Long brunette, hair down to her waist. Medieval school bored her. She loved giving orders and tormenting male vampires. Of course I'm in. It's not every day I get an offer like this. I'm a proud feminist. I like guys, sure, but they need to be kept in line, as they say. I enjoy having the upper hand, playing with them a bit, but they have to listen to me like a prayer, Viera boasted. That's what I'm talking about. I made the right choice, girl. You've got a big future ahead. See, Lucia? Learn from your sister, Veronika praised. Oh, just wait, sis. I'll personally make sure you stay entertained. You'll pay for this, Viera. Lucia sent a doll to her twin. Sure thing, sweetie. I'm the prettier kitty than you, Viera winked back. Ladies, let's not fight over nonsense. We're feminist vampires. We need to stick together, Veronika declared ceremoniously. Viera, sweetheart, do you see that nerd over there? He's the top student in our class. Wants to work in your great-grandfather's office at school. And nobody, and a male vampire, no less, trying to boss around us gorgeous vampire girls. Put him in his place and you'll officially pass the gang's imitation trial, said Veronika as they stood together in the park watching the young vampire nerd study. No problem, boss. I'll show you I'm not afraid, that I'm a proper feminist and that I won't let you down, Viera replied proudly. That's what I like to hear, sweetheart. Now, go show me what you've got, Veronika grinned. Viera hesitated, unsure what to do, until a wave of anger hit her. She imagined that because of boys like him, vampire girls had to suffer through boring school days. She snapped into action. Stop studying so much, handsome. Take a look at me instead. Don't you want to go for a walk with me? She purred, using her charm and flashing a flirtatious wink. To her surprise, she realized she was showing off. She didn't want to admit she found him attractive. She hated men. She wanted to end their reign. But somehow her feminine instincts kicked in. Her vampire powers activated without her even realizing it. She was stunned by how natural it felt. She started to believe in herself more, enjoying the role of the seductive vampire girl. The nerdy vampire had secretly been dreaming about Viera. Faced with her beauty, he was speechless. That's okay, stud. I'll fix you myself, Viera whispered sweetly, so leaned in, showing off her neckline. The nerd lost his composure. While he was distracted, Viera snatched his lunch and wallet, tossed them into the stream and shouted, I just realized you're not my type, nerd. Go get your books. Thanks for the lunch and wallet. Bye, she said seductively, then transformed into Miss and returned to Veronika. Girl, you seriously impressed me. You're a hidden talent. You're going places. And by the way, welcome to the club, Veronika praised. Thanks, boss. Just don't flatter me too much, babe, or I'll start blushing. I'm proud to fight for our feminist rights. Hoo-hoo! Viera cheered. Ladies, beautiful vampire sisters, let's welcome our newest member, Viera. Yes, she's an aristocratic witch, but she impressed me. Most importantly, she passed the gang's imitation trial. What more can I say? Treat her like a sister. Veronika, the fierce leader of the feminist vampire gang, declared proudly. Viera, you already know your sister. You know me. And here are Agnieszka and Miroslava, true feminists and stunning vampires. Veronika added, winking playfully at the girls. I'm Agnieszka, nice to meet you. Feminist through and through. I hate men. Every guy's a clumsy mess. I love giving orders. We've heard a lot about you, sweetheart. You've made a big impression, said Agnieszka, a fiery redhead with long copper hair. You're gorgeous and clever. Welcome to the club, girl. I'm Miroslava. I'm a dominant female. Guys have to obey me without question. Miroslava, a striking blonde, boasted. The pleasure's all mine, ladies. Viera blushed as she gave a welcome kiss to each gang member, except her twin sister Lucia, who refused the kiss. Enough talk. Let's get to action, girls. I got an idea. Let's humiliate our Latin teacher. She betrayed our values when she hooked up with the janitor. Lucia became commanding. Watch your mouth, aristocratic witch. I'm still the boss here. Veronika snapped. then added, fine, I agree. Let's have some fun with your great-grandfather Viera and Lucia. You aristocratic duo can prove your loyalty. Are you in? Viera says, we can't do that. Grandpa's always been kind and loving to us. Lucia said secretly to her sister. Don't chicken out. At least it will be fun. I'm in. Viera replied. The gang sprang into action. Viera wanted revenge on her teacher, who had started dating the school janitor. She dressed to impress, sprayed on seductive perfume, and knocked on the janitor's apartment door. The janitor, a notorious flirt, was instantly smitten. Hey, Viera, how can I help you? What do you need? He asked with a sly smile. You! Don't worry, I won't tell your girlfriend. Viera said, winking seductively. Oh, I mean, just don't say a word to her, sweetheart. Come in, we'll watch a good movie together, he replied. They started watching a film. Viera leaned in, revealing her neck clean, completely mesmerizing him. Then she kissed him passionately. Meanwhile, Lucia brought his girlfriend, the Latin teacher, right to the door. You dog! With my student! You'll pay for this! And you brat too! The teacher screamed at her boyfriend and Viera. I told you I'm younger and prettier. He finally dumped you, witch. And since I don't do commitment, it's over, you dog. Later, vampires, Viera said, vanishing with her sister into safety. Nice workers. You made your Latin teacher look like a fool, and I love that. But now it's my turn to have some fun at your expense. Veronika said with a wicked smile. You must steal all the gold from the school's account, transfer it to your great-grandfather's account, and prove to our vampire family that he's a thief. And while you're at it, steal the secret painting of your great-grandmother, the one where she posed nude, just for his eyes. It's hidden in their shared bedroom. If you don't do it, I'll make sure your whole family finds out your gang members. Public disgrace guaranteed. You witch! How do you even know all this? We'll never do that, Lucia shouted at Veronika. Too late. I expected that, and I've already arranged the entertainment, Veronika smirked. The stars of the family, now the black sheep, enjoy the show, witches. Agnieszka and Miroslava burst into laughter as they led in the entire vampire clan, Viera and Lucia's family at the front. Veronika had also brought their former Latin teacher, her boyfriend, and the nerdy vampire Viera had humiliated. One by one, the victims confessed everything the girls had done. Viera and Lucia had never felt such shame. Realizing the damage they'd caused and how they'd behaved, both girls were filled with regret. Lord Vladimir, the head of the vampire family, had no choice but to punish his great-granddaughters. He placed them in the cage of shame, a humiliating medieval relic. Each girl wore a sign that read, I am the black sheep of the family. Please throw rotten tomatoes at me. The crowd didn't hold back. Vampires hurled insults and rotten tomatoes at the girls. The family still lived by dark medieval traditions, even though it was the 21st century. Their tears didn't soften the crowd's fury. Viera and Lucia remained in the cage for 2 full days. Honored citizens, or rather dear citizens, stammered Lord Vladimir Orsak in front of the entire vampire family. Oh, just spit it out already, you muttering mutt, snapped his dominant wife Zofia to the roaring laughter of the crowd. Viera and her sister Lucia stood barefoot, dressed in white robes, stained with rotten tomatoes. Before the entire assembly, they were forced to publicly apologize for their crimes, and then, as part of another medieval punishment, they had to shave their heads completely bald. Their tears and pleas for mercy did nothing to soften the sentence. Lord Vladimir watched with tears in his eyes as his beloved great-granddaughters were humiliated, but even his love for family couldn't override the ancient laws. The dark medieval punishments applied to everyone, even them. Vera and Lucia sobbed as their hair was cut away. The crowd hurled insults and mocked them without mercy. Only then did the girls truly understand the weight of their actions. They had learned their lesson, and from that day forward, they never committed another dark crime again. While Veronika celebrated her triumph at home, the door burst open. Lord Vladimir Orsak entered the full force, accompanied by his guards, Viera and Lucia, the vampire girls Agnieszka and Miroslava, and every victim the gang had ever bullied. In his hands, he held written testimonies from each of Veronika's victims, along with confessions from Agnieszka and Miroslava, who had repented for their crimes. Because karma never sleeps, Veronika, the ruthless leader of the feminist vampire gang, received the hardest punishment of all, eternal exile for her cruel deeds. But first, she had to endure a month in the cage of shame, followed by a public apology to every victim. Staring each one in the eye, she was forced to shave her own head, and dressed in a white robe. And humiliated, she was banished forever. Agnieszka and Miroslava were sentenced to 4 days in the cage of shame, followed by a public apology and the same humiliating head shave. They chose voluntary exile, leaving the vampire realm behind for good. The end. What do you think, people? Do you like this story? I hope you will like, but who cares? It's my story. I like it because I like writing and publishing my own English novel, Viera the Vampire Girl Diary. I think that I have to end this episode because my voice doesn't work right now, and I'm too tired for streaming. You can find my chapter 3 of season 2 on Wattpad and on my website, and yes, of course, you can find it in the link tree, on my link tree in the description of the episode. What else? I think that's it. Follow me everywhere, and yes, of course, people who don't like me, don't care about me, is my business, my thing, and people who like me, follow me everywhere. Write your write your comments, please. I'm sorry, people. Write your comments everywhere. And I wanted to end this episode because, as you can see, I'm losing my voice and I'm tired, and I want to tell you bye bye.